Hello there, Aubrey. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Lindsay?
Good. Aubrey, do you have the experience that your phone dies in the middle of the day sometimes?
Absolutely. I am really terrible about remembering to charge my phone at night.
Yes.
So then I just get up and go in the morning, and by about midday, it's like low power. I need to just plug it in.
Yep. Same here. If I don't charge at night, it will definitely die by like 4 p.m. the next day. So yes, so annoying.
Yes, this is tricky and interesting. The vocabulary we use for devices dying, batteries running out of power, which is a little different than when we're talking about other maybe the electricity for a house cutting out. So part one was vocabulary for that, about power cutting out. Stay to the end for details. If you missed that, you can definitely listen to these out of order.
Yeah. And some of this is also different from physical energy running out too, right, Aubrey?
There's a contrast. We talked about that in part one because there's a common mistake where someone will say they're out of energy, thinking that means out of power, because we do use energy to mean electric power sometimes. Very tricky.
Good. So go and find all the other parts. Make sure you get the whole series here. And also, what should our listeners do, Aubrey?
Yes, be sure to hit follow so you don't miss any of our episodes. If you're following the podcast, you probably already heard part one. So yeah, definitely wherever you listen to podcasts, hit follow right here on All Ears English.
All right, let's start with the first essential term our listeners need. I like this one, Aubrey, because it sounds kind of cool to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It's out of juice. To say something's out of juice, it's a little more trendy. Like this is maybe a little more slang. Maybe eventually we won't say it this way anymore. But right now, if you say something's out of juice, you mean the battery died. It's out of battery power.
Exactly. So for example, my phone is out of juice. I need to plug it in. Yeah, you hear this it's common, right? It's
very
everywhere.
Common. It's probably the most common way right now, at least in the States, to say that something is out of battery power. Or you might say, I keep forgetting to charge my Apple Watch. It's out of juice every time I go to wear it. This happened for me. I tried to have an Apple Watch for a while and I just never remembered to charge it. So it was always out of juice.
Oh yes, I think Apple products, but I've been surprised with the ring, the Aura ring. It's not an Apple product, but it actually charges. You can charge it for 30 seconds and it lasts for a week. It's amazing.
Oh, that's impressive. Yes. If only our phones could stay charged that long.
Could you imagine?
That would be amazing. Maybe one day, right?
Maybe one day. And then the most super, super common thing that we hear is dead or died, right?
Exactly. Like my laptop is dead. I forgot to charge it.
Yep. Or my phone just died. Do you have a charger?
Yes, my car battery died. Do you have jumper cables? So this is one thing to note, that when we say out of juice, this works for every electrical device like smartphones, Apple Watches, laptops. But when we talk about car batteries, we do say they died or they're dead if they run out of battery and you need a jump, like with the jumper cables on your car. Right. But we don't say they're out of juice. We wouldn't say my car's out of juice. Yeah. This is more specific to batteries for like electric devices, technological devices.
Exactly. So you might say, can you give me a jump, or can I get a jump from you? That's very colloquial language. Right. And it just refers to connecting one car to another to restart the car. Right. On the side of the road.
Has that ever happened to you, Lindsay, where you need to jump somewhere?
No, it luckily hasn't. Shockingly.
Oh, you are very lucky. You? It's happened to me so many times.
Really?
Like a crazy amount of times. I finally bought their things. It's like a kit where I can jump my car just with the kit. It some kind of tiny generator. It like holds enough power in it so that I don't have to flag somebody down or ask someone else to give me a jump, because for some reason that happens to me a lot. I think in Arizona, part of it is the heat drains batteries. So it happens a lot when you're living somewhere this hot.
That makes total sense. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I just haven't really had that experience. Interesting. Well, that's good that you can be more self-reliant now.
Yes.
Right?
Because it is kind of awkward to find some stranger and be like, do you have jumper cable? Or can you help me jump my car?
For sure. And then what else, Aubrey? Is there something else we say?
Yeah, well, we wanted to point out there's this phrase, this chunk we use when we say something's about to die.
Yes.
We really almost never will say like, my phone is about to be out of battery, or my phone is low on battery. We'll say my phone is about to die almost every time. I've been listening since I planned this. Like, how do people say this? This is how we say it. My phone's about to die.
Oh, it's so common. It's so common. Everyone's
And we
got
wouldn't
this
even
problem.
say, we wouldn't say my phone is about to be out of juice. My
No.
phone's about to run out. We don't. We'll say like it's out of juice. It's about to die.
So our listeners just need to remember that chunk,
Yeah.
about to die, just for phone battery. Okay. Or laptop battery too.
Laptops.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't know this about a car, but for like anything where we can see how much battery life we have, phones, Apple Watches, laptops, all of these, if we see the battery's low, be like,
Yes.
oh, my phone's about to die. Does anyone have a charger?
Yep, nothing more natural than saying that. I love it. And then ran out of battery. That's just more textbook, I guess. Sorry, I missed your call yesterday. My phone ran out of battery. It's definitely, that's the textbook way to say it. For me, it takes too long to say.
Yeah,
you know?
I think we've sort of replaced this with out of juice, right?
Uh-huh.
Especially it's more conversational.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you're at work and you're talking to someone you've never met before,
Yeah.
maybe you might say out of battery, because out of juice is very casual.
Yes.
But it's also faster, like you said.
Exactly. What's another example just for the textbook phrase here?
I might say, I need to plug in my laptop. It's about to run out of battery. But it's true. I agree. That is what this means. That's probably what we'd learn in a textbook. We don't hear it very often. We would probably say it's about to die.
Yeah. And there's something about using the more colloquial phrases like out of juice that kind of, I don't know, creates the bond between whoever you're talking about. Just being more casual creates more connection, I think.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Right? Yeah. All right, Aubrey, let's do a role play because I love how common this scenario is. Well, I don't love it. I hope that all the tech companies fix this so we don't have to have this episode. But unfortunately, we need it, right? So we can use it as a connection moment. Okay.
Yes, it does happen all the time. So like
Yes.
you are going to want to connect about this. In this role play, Lindsay and I are friends. We're trying to meet up in Central Park in New York City, but we're having battery issues.
Here we go. All
I'll
right.
start us out. Oh, I finally found you. I was wandering around for like 15 minutes.
Well, I tried texting you, but didn't hear back.
Oh, sorry about that. My phone ran out of battery.
No worries. Mine was about to die too, so I just sent a pin and hoped you'd get it.
It's crazy how much we rely on technology. When my phone's out of juice, I don't know how to get anywhere.
Same. I need to start carrying a portable charger so I'm not stuck with my phone's dead. Ugh, I don't know how anyone ever met anyone before phones.
I know. Or got anywhere found. And I remember so often getting lost before we had GPS. I was living in New York and I would print out from MapQuest directions. And before that, you would have like written directions, right?
Yep,
And we would get lost all the time pulling over to ask people where somewhere, how to get somewhere. Oh, it was
Yeah.
terrible.
You would print out maps of the city of New York, or you mean like
No,
outside,
MapQuest. Do you remember MapQuest?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely remember doing
Yeah,
that.
we'd go to MapQuest and
Okay.
put in where we were in the destination, and it would print out like a long list of directions.
Yes, totally
And then
remember.
before MapQuest, we would have had to just write that down. Would ask
Or you
someone
just
how to get
stop
there, and
somewhere.
we're like writing,
Yeah.
turn left on Market Street, turn
Yeah.
right on First
true.
Avenue.
But I do wonder though, with all this new technology, because we don't really have to talk to anyone anymore. Right? It's like
Right.
with the jumping thing or with asking for directions, like there's maybe some aspect of life that gets lost a little bit, right?
That's true. We just have to find other ways to,
Yeah.
other things to talk about if we're not having to ask someone for directions.
It's true, yeah.
We could take that time to have a better conversation
Yeah, right.
about something less stressful.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Let's reallocate that energy to something better. Yes,
right.
love it. All right, let's go through this role play real quick. Aubrey, what did you say first?
Yeah. So first you had said you had texted me but didn't hear back. So I said, oh, my phone ran out of battery. So it means it died, right?
Yep. And we said that's the more textbook phrase. You can say it. You just might not feel like you have the time or the energy to say it, right?
And really, as I read this, I'm like, I would say my phone died. My
Yeah.
phone died. I very rarely would say ran out of battery. It does almost feel antiquated just because there are faster ways to say it that are more common.
You might say my battery died.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
my
there you
battery
go. My
died.
battery died.
Combine the two. Yeah. So then I said, no worries. Mine was about to die too. Yes. Wow.
Yeah. And this chunk, really, if it's about to run out of battery, this is how we'll say it, about to die. There's all these other, we just don't really say it any other way. It was about to die.
Yes, 100%. So for our listeners, guys, memorize that chunk and use it, right?
Yes.
And then the last thing you said, Aubrey, was when my phone's out of juice, I don't know how to get anywhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
meaning out of battery, right? When it's dead, when it's out of juice. And then you said, yeah, I need to carry a portable charger so I'm not stuck when my phone's dead, meaning
Yes.
out of battery. And I took one of those portable chargers on the last trip we went to Cancun, and it was so much better. I was able to use it on the plane when I ran out of juice. And
good.
it was just sort of peace of mind knowing that I had this backup if my phone died.
Yes, because it's really scary when you think like, I'm going to be out of the house all day, won't have access to a car to charge it in a car. Where are you going to charge? You know?
Right. We don't want to have to deal with that.
But look at this topic, right? It's not just the fact that your phone dies frequently. It's also the fact that people don't really know how to navigate anymore without the phone. So these are two sub conversations that create connection for our listeners to start.
Yes.
Right?
What a fun conversation we had just talking about how we used to get by before GPS, right? It is interesting. And
really
we want to be sure to share with you part one was episode 2471, out of energy or out of power. What's the difference? So here we highlighted this very common error, easy to make. So be sure to scroll up and catch that one if you missed it.
Yep. And I mean, what we've just said is the takeaway. You know, we've said this summer quite a bit. Connection lives in the places that everyone the things that everyone experiences daily, right? And that you can resonate with that person because you know exactly what they're going through. So focusing on learning the language for those situations, it really punches above its weight. Don't you think, Aubrey?
I totally agree. We've all been inconvenienced when our phone dies, our laptop dies. So this is definitely something that you can connect with someone about your shared experience.
You got it. All right. Great stuff today, Aubrey. I'll see you in the next one.
Awesome. See you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.